It can be so difficult when you call and call your child's name, but you receive little to no response, right? Very often it can be inconsistent at best. Does your child notice if there's a loud sound in the room? Do they turn if someone comes into the room? Do they turn if someone starts speaking? Very often, for many of you, the answer is no. And surprisingly, you may not have realized it yet, but this is at the heart of why you have been searching for answers for your child's communication.
We also know for sure that you are not alone. And parents share with us all of the time that they know their child hears them, but that they're distracted or that they're really focused on what they're interested in or that they're choosing not to listen. And very often it does feel like they are ignoring you. But the truth is that they aren't. And even though this can feel so frustrating for you, if your child demonstrates an inconsistent response when you call their name and or an inconsistent tuning in when you speak to them, this is valuable information for you. It lets you know so much about their language development and about their understanding of the communication process.
Yeah, it is not that your child is ignoring you, no matter how it may feel. An inconsistent response to name after 12 months of age just lets us know that your child does not yet understand the value of the communication process. They don't yet understand that there is purpose and pleasure that can be found in a back and forth interaction. And this lack of understanding of the joy and the purpose and the value of a back and forth interaction is at the root of your child not tuning into you.
So your child is not being defiant. They just don't understand the purpose in the process. They don't yet have an understanding of how a back and forth interaction works and that the language that you're using, that it has meaning and that they have a role within this interaction. They don't see or understand the value to tuning into what's in their environment. And many autistic communicators need explicit support in developing this understanding.
Yeah, for an autistic child, the pleasure, joy, and purpose of a back and forth interaction must be specifically taught in order for them to learn the value of tuning in consistently.
Yet most professionals will skip over this piece entirely and they will tell you instead to model all day long or to narrate and describe your child's day instead.
Yeah, our families come to us all the time sharing how frustrating and discouraging it's been to be modeling all day long and still feeling as if so little with their child is sinking in. And very often that's because very little is. So here's an analogy. If you're on your phone and you're finishing watching a video or you're finishing reading a text, someone comes into the room and they're talking to you as they come into the room, you have to stop and then you ask them to repeat it, right? So it may only have been a 30-second interaction or 30 seconds that you've missed, but think about your child tuning in and out all day long. This helps make sense of why very often it's hard for them to be making connections with all the modeling you're doing and all of what's happening in their environment, the events and the people in it.
Yeah. So all of that work, all of your best intentions and all of that energy is that you're putting in is just not getting to the heart of it. So when a child is not yet tuned into their environment, at least somewhat consistently into the events and the people within it, the words that you're using are meaningless to them. They are not yet making those connections between your words and what within their environment that you're talking about. And your words just get lost in the air.
And this is not purposeful or intentional on your child's part, no matter how it may feel. We get it. It is just information, valuable information about where you to meet your child. Where does the work really need to happen?
So it always comes back to the same thing. You must get in and teach your child at the most basic level that tuning in feels good and that it has value and that when I tune in, something fun is going to happen.
And the natural question is, how do I actually do that, right? That's exactly what we teach inside our free community through examples, trainings, and interactions that show what it looks like to create meaningful interactions within everyday moments. This is at the very heart of our approach.
So you can keep calling your child's name over and over or repeating instructions, labeling all the things in their environment. And you can even resort to bribing, withholding, or using other pressure field strategies.
And we know that for many of you, this is where you have been taught to work. But it can feel so disheartening and discouraging, right? Because it's difficult using those strategies to make your child want to communicate, to build that desire.
But here is the most exciting part is that when you know where to work and when you are the one who is willing to put in all the effort and get in there at the most important place, changes happen. Meaningful, lasting, tangible changes happen, and we see it all the time.
So, how do you do it? You work within the tiniest interactions to make the biggest shifts. Little by little, you learn and practice the tools that we teach that help your child learn to respond to you, and you notice what they respond to best. Over and over, you work to help them understand that there is enjoyment, there is fun, there is pleasure, and it feels good when they tune into you, starting with only seconds at a time.
So you ignite what we call the social driver and you nurture it and you help it grow one interaction at a time. And as you help your child understand and feel the joy of a back and forth interaction, it's going to feel so different for all of you in the best way.
Yeah, and with consistency, it compounds into more and tuning into you, to their environment, to the people in it. And it's like an awakening to all that is happening around them and to their participation in it. It's beautiful to watch.
So we encourage you to take some time and start to see your child's tuning in and out differently. Let some of that tension that you have in your shoulders release. Your child's lack of tuning into you at whatever level that may be is just information, but valuable information that lets you know what they need in order to tune in more.
So, if today's video helped you understand your child's tuning in differently, we'd love to continue supporting you. Inside our free community, we share examples and resources and live sessions. And there's also a growing community of families who are working on creating meaningful progress just seconds at a time.
We would love to have you join us.